All right, hello and welcome everybody. Hope y'all is having a good day. As always, God bless America. We're going to be reacting. I'm going to be reacting to a video of Fox News on Jorden Peterson and why Pride Month is dumb. Basically, why it's dumb. So we're going to do it in high speed. So let's get straight into it.
Having this interview in Pride Month, and so what are my thoughts about Pride Month? Well, the first thing I would say is that you should be very careful what you name things. And pride is not a virtue. And I brought that up with people before, and their objection always is, well, they don't really mean pride. People are just trying to affirm their own identities. And, fair enough, I suppose, to some degree, but that was the name that was chosen, and that's the name that stuck. And pride is a cardinal sin, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that pride means something like stubborn refusal to change when evidence of error is accruing, and it's not a good thing. There's a real tinge of narcissism, sexual narcissism, about the whole pride spectacle. And, do people have the right to express their sexuality the way they see fit? To some degree, if it's consensual and among adults, but generally among human beings with any degree of civilized comportment whatsoever, it's a pretty damn private affair. We tend to be private in our sexual conduct as a species, and so this isn't exactly private. And it's also the case that identities based on something as narrow as sexual desire, let's say, aren't identities at all. They're pronouncements of subjection to instinctual whim. And I also have a real problem with the idea of the LGBT plus, etc. community, because it's not a community. And it's especially not a community right now because the trans-pushing, gender-affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. So the transgender-affirming butchers and liars are differentially destroying the youthful gay community. And that's not a community by any stretch of the imagination. And there's a famous conservative thinker, Chesterton.
And there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like, some people are just born that way. But for these people to go out and try and push and teach children that they don't know what their gender is, that's just wrong. Like, if you live your whole life and you've never been attracted to a woman, that's different than people saying you're not allowed to be attracted to a woman and you have to change your gender just to be in the now or be cool. Or they're trying to push this shit on children, and it's totally wrong.
Chesterton, and Chesterton has a concept, the fence, and Chesterton's fence is based on the observation that if you're walking somewhere you don't understand and you come across a fence, you should probably not tear it down because you don't know what it keeps in or out. And the Pride movement has torn down a lot of fences, and maybe some of those fences needed to go. But all of them didn't need to go, and there's plenty of monsters coming out to play now. And I would say that's especially true on the transgender affirming side, and that's why we're seeing this butchery in the medical community, abetted by idiot allies and driven by greed.
Butchery. That's exactly it. Like, if you think you're trans, you shouldn't be. That's fine. You can play the game, but you shouldn't be allowed to have any sort of surgery, life-changing surgery, until you're 18. At least 18. So these people that are having surgery on children are butchers. Jorden said it exactly perfect. They are butchers.
And those aren't the worst monsters that exist. And so if you tear down enough fences, you're going to find out what they're for. Now, I read recently, like this week, that support for gay marriage is plummeting. Right. It's like, well, keep pushing. You're going to lose everything you've gained. And
I don't think there's anything wrong with gay marriage. I just have a problem with gay people adopting children, because the odds of them adopting a gay child is about 1%. 99% that they're gonna try and get a child that likes the opposite sex, and they're gonna try and turn them into being like they are. So I have absolutely nothing against gay marriage, but I think they should not be allowed to adopt children. It's not right for the children.
I'm not celebrating that at all. That's not the point at all. But I'm just done with it. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. I don't know who makes those decisions. I don't like the acronym and all the mystery surrounding it. I don't like the fact that the LGBT agenda, whatever that is, increasingly dominates the school system. I don't like the fact that it's targeted at young people. And I think the surgery, the gender-affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful. That they should not only...
They're trying to make our children... Our government thinks there's too many people on Earth, so they're trying to get all these kids to go trans and get this surgery so they can never have kids. That way, that's how they're going to reduce the population, is literally by talking people into getting...
Stop! And now...
Talking people into getting the surgeries that they cannot be reversed.
Now, as they've decided to do in the UK and in most places in Europe, but I think all the people that were involved in the surgical transition of minors should be imprisoned. So...
100% I agree. Like, for you to have a life-changing surgery on a child is ridiculous, and they need to go to prison. Like, children can't buy cigarettes. They can't get a tattoo. They can't vote. because they're not smart enough yet to comprehend the consequences of their actions. That's why none of these people, anybody that has a gender affirming care surgery on their children, should no longer be allowed to have the state should come take their children. It's just disgusting to me. Truly disgusting that somebody would have surgery, a life-changing surgery on a child that doesn't know any better, and evidently the parents don't either. The parents are just trying to fit in.
There's a lot of house cleaning to do on the pride side of things. And I don't believe that a celebration of an identity that encapsulates something like 3% of the population before it became a fad is inclusive in any manner whatsoever. So I think pretty much all of it's a lie. And it's a dangerous lie, and it's a lie with real monsters hovering on the edges. And like, enough, as far as I'm concerned. Enough pride in the churches, enough pride in the bloody banks. I don't want to walk into the Bank of Nova Scotia and be celebrating pride. It's like I want to go and put my money in or take my money out without any political idiocy, and certainly without any celebration of sexuality. I don't know what the hell the banks think they're doing. And the churches, well, that's just, for the churches to be flying pride flags, it's like pride is the cardinal Christian sin. Right, so what the hell? What's going on with the flags exactly? What exactly are you celebrating here? Tolerance. It's like, yeah, tolerance of vice is not a virtue, and pride is a vice.
Wow, I can't believe Fox News actually had one of my idols on here, Jorden Peterson. People are starting to wake up. All right, that's today's video. If you like it, like it. If you like it a lot and you want all your news in half the time, go ahead and subscribe. Till the next time, God bless y'all.